Hello, good morning, friends. For our series of 5 videos for the interview questions. So, as we already seen in our last video, we covered the question which are related to the GIS, and the today's video also related to the GIS. And after that, next 3 videos that is totally related to the ArcGIS, ArcObject programming, ArcGIS server, and all those things. So, total we are going to cover around 300 to 400 questions in entire series of the video. So now I'm going to start our video. Okay, so the question number one, point having how many dimensions? As we already know, in GIS we have point, line, and polygon. So we are saying point is what? Dimension 0. Polyline having how many dimensions? Points, polyline considered as a dimension 1. After that, the polygon have dimension 2. Next question number 4. What is the hydrological model? GIS hydrological model can provide a spatial element that other hydrological model lacks. With the analysis of the variables such as slope, aspects, and watersheds of or catchment areas. Basically, as if you are if you are working with the hydrological model, so in hydrological model based on the geospatial data, based on the especially we are using in this model like dam or DTM. So using all these data, we can find out the slope, aspects, and watershed or the catchment area. So this is the main benefit of the hydrological model. What is the geostatistics? Geostatistics is a class of statistics. As we already seen, geostatistics is the combination of two words. Geo means geography and statistics. So geostatistics is a class of statistics used to analyze and predict the values associated with spatial or spatial temporal phenomena. It incorporates the spatial coordinate of the data within the analysis. So actually geostatistics is the combination of the statistics which are related to the spatial things. Question number 6. What is the data mining? Data mining is the automated process of discovering pattern in data. What is the spatial data mining? Spatial data mining is the application of data mining techniques to spatial data. Spatial data mining follows along the same function in the data mining with the end objective to find pattern in the geography. What is the DXF format? DXF is short of the drawing interchange format or drawing exchange format, commonly known as AutoCAD DXF format, is a CAD data format. It was developed by the Autodesk to enable data interoperability between AutoCAD and other programs. Basically, the main use of the DXF format is whenever we are talking about the data interoperability. The meaning of data interoperability is if I have data in one format, I can use the same format in some other application. Like for example, if I have data in the CAD, I want to use that data in the ArcGIS or ESRI platform. So in this kind of purpose, the AutoCAD provided the DXF format. So DXF format is basically is called the interchangeable format. What is the geographic coordinate system? The geographic coordinate system uses a three-dimensional spherical surface to define location on the Earth. What is the projected coordinate system? The projected coordinate system is defined on a flat two-dimensional surface. Actually, here we have to know about what is the basic difference between the geographic coordinate system and projected coordinate system. You can say in only one word or in only one sentence, geographic coordinate system is related to the three dimension and projected coordinate system is related to the two dimension. Type of the coordinate system. What are the coordinate system we have? We have two type of coordinate system: geographic coordinate system and projected coordinate system. Measurement of coordinates in geographic coordinate system. In geographic coordinate system, the coordinates what we are measuring in the degree, decimal degree, and degree minute second. and how we are measuring the coordinates in the projected coordinate system. The projected coordinate system, the measurement of the coordinates in the meter, kilometer, centimeter, etc. What is the projection? The projection is the means by which you display the coordinate system and your data on a flat surface, such as a piece of paper or a digital screen. That here also you can explain the projection like this. What is the meaning of the projection? Basically, here we are trying to convert three-dimension geometry to two-dimension geometry. Basically, as you know, geographical coordinate system is based on the globe, means three dimension. And whenever we are talking about the projected coordinate system is related to 2D. So the process of converting three dimension to two dimension is called the projection. What is the datum? A datum is a plane, a straight line, or a point that is used as a reference when processing a material or measuring the dimension of a target. What is the false northing and false easting? False easting is the linear value applied to the origin of the x coordinate. False northing is a linear value applied to origin of the y coordinate. How the false northing and false easting work? False easting and northing values are usually applied to ensure that all x and y values are positive. We can also use the false easting and northing parameters to reduce the range of the x and y coordinate values. The meaning of this one is, for example, I have some coordinates. So I have some coordinates and all the coordinates like x coordinate is more than 200 and y coordinate is more than 400. So I can set the east coordinate is minus 200 and the west coordinate is the minus 300. So what will happen? Like using that easting and northing mechanism, your coordinate length will reduce. This is also one of the use of the false northing and false easting. What is the EPSG code? This is also very important because most of my friends they are working with the ArcGIS or GIS. So the EPSG code is what? EPSG code stands for the European Petroleum Survey Group and is an organization that maintain a geodetic parameter database with a standard codes. The EPSG code, the coordinate system datum spherical unit research like that. Mean that EPSG code for each and every standard coordinate system. For each and every standard coordinate system having the EPSG code. But here also some exceptions are there, like some of the areas or some of the client they are using their own coordinate system. So those coordinate system definitely it will not available in the EPSG list. But all the standard coordinate system is has to available in the EPSG code. What is the difference between GCS and PCS? This I already explained you. The geographic coordinate system is a reference framework that defines the location of the feature on the model of the Earth. It shapes like a globe, spherical. Its units are angular, usually degree. The projected coordinate system is what? The projected coordinate system is a flat. It contains a GCS, but it converts all the GCS into the flat surface. Using mass, there are many parameters are there. Using that parameter, we are converting geographic coordinate system to the projected coordinate system. What is the difference between WKT and WKID? WKT stand for the well-known text is a string that defines all necessary parameters of the coordinate system. It's save in a file. That file is .prj file. So in any prj file you can get all the WKT information, means you can get all the projection information in the WKT format. And what is the meaning of the WKID? WKID is a unique number assigned to a coordinate system. We can find the WKID in the coordinate system details window. Once you know this number, it's a handy way to search for the coordinate system later. Like in ArcGIS also, whenever we are going to assign a coordinate system to any feature class, there if we already know the WKID or EPSG code, so we can easily find out the coordinate system. What is the meaning of the LIS? LIS stand for the Land Information System. What is the KML? KML is called the Keyhole Markup Language. What is the meaning of the KMZ? KMZ basically this is a GIF form of the KML. Normally in ArcGlobe or in the Google Earth, software we are using this KMZ file. KMZ file. This is the actually this is the archive file. What is the SDSS? SDSS stands for the Spatial Decision Support System. What is the EGIS? EGIS is called the Enterprise GIS. What is the open layer? Open layer is the open source JavaScript library for displaying map data in web browser. What is the base map? Base map is a layer with geographic information that serve as a background. Difference between geometric network and network dataset, that is very important question. The geometric network is what? Geometric network is used to model things like utility network. Basically, the geometric network, if we are working with any utilities, each and every utility we are using geometric network. And whenever we are talking about the network data set is the something like transportation network, or the for the navigation purpose, whatever the network we are creating, that is called the network data set. Map scale, what is the meaning of the map scale? Means map scale is the ratio between the reality and distance on the map. What is the Z value in GIS? Everyone knows the Z value shows of the height based means sea level system. Any point that falls below the mean sea level line, but it is referenced to it have a negative Z value. Map that shows much detail of a small area are called large scale map. Large scale map means here you will get the more information. Map that cover entire area without showing much details, it is called the small scale map. A small scale map you will not get more detail. After that, satellite generates which type of signals? The satellite generates radio waves. These radio waves we are using in the photogrammetry. What is the meaning of the RMSE? RMSE stands for the root mean square error. Measures how much error there is between two different data sets. Normally, whenever we are doing georeferencing or this kind of work, that time this RMSE error is useful. What is the difference between pixel and voxel? In short form, I can say like pixel is what? Pixel is a two-dimension grid, and voxel is a three-dimension block. That's it. What is the pixel? Pixel is a two-dimension. To whenever we are taking any photo, whatever the grid we have, that grid is called the pixel. And but whenever we are talking about the three-dimensional block, so the smallest block of the 3D feature is called the voxel. How does the legend or map key tell? Direction, what the symbols on the map means, and the distance between the equator and the point north and south on the Earth's surface. Define remote sensing. What is the meaning of the remote sensing? Remote sensing refers to detect the classification of the objects on or in Earth without physical contact, generally attended through aerial sensors. Actually, whenever we are talking about the remote sensing as the word itself mention remote, something we are doing remotely. It means without physical touch. Without physical touch, if I can get the information of something, that is called the remote sensing. So there are many different type of aerial sensors we have. Sometimes we are taking the photo from the satellite, sometimes we are taking photo from the aerial, sometimes we are taking from the drone. So these all are the example of the remote sensing techniques. List the satellite navigation system. Like these are the satellite navigation system what we are using. What we are using in the GPS, GLONASS, IRNSS, and Compass. Using GPS, minimum how many satellites required for 2D and 3D, that you can read from here. But in short way, I can say you, for the X and Y coordinate, for if you want to get the latitude and longitude, three satellite is enough. But if you if means if you are getting the four satellite signal, so it means you can able to find out the Z value itself. Okay, so it means for the latitude and longitude, three satellite is enough. But if we are getting four satellite signals, so we can easily find out the altitude also, means that we can easily find out the Z value. Explain the structure of the GPS. The structure of the GPS, there are three main structure of the GPS: base segment, control segment, and user segment. For the GPS detail, I will prepare a different video. So it's a separate video. In that video, I will try to explain all the what are the GPS, how GPS works, what are the characteristics of the GPS, everything. What is the shape file? That is also very important question. The shape files are computer files that produce images for the users in a GIS environment. There are three basic types of the shapefiles: line, point, and polygon. How does GPS device works? The orbits are arranged so that at any time, anywhere on the Earth, there are at least four satellites visible in the sky. A GPS receiver jobs to locate four or more of these satellites, figure out the distance of each, and use this information to deduce its own location. Right now, in these days, every smartphone having the GPS. So remember one thing: in GPS we have GPS sender and GPS receiver. So we have the whatever the mobile smartphone we are using, every phone we are using only signal receiver or GPS receiver. We don't have any device. We are what the common people are using where we can transmit the signal, where we can send the signal. We can only receive the signal. What is the differential GPS? That is also very important question. In simple word, we can say differential GPS is the enhanced form of the GPS, but in the whenever we are using DGPS or differential GPS, that accuracy of the differential GPS is super. Means in the differential GPS, sometimes you will get the 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter level of accuracy. So enhanced form of the GPS for the accuracy point of view, this is a differential GPS. Now this has to know everyone like what is the shape files, because everyone knows shape files is the combination of some files. So these are the files what we are getting whenever we are creating a shape file. Some of the mandatory files are there and some of the optional files are there. Like whenever we are creating a shape file, three files are the most important file. This is .shp, .shx, and .dbf. So basically the SHP file, what is the meaning of the SHP file? SHP file contains only geometry. SHP file contains the information of the shapes. What is the meaning of the .dbf file? dbf file contains the information about the attributes. What is the .shx file? Basically .shx files contains the information of the relation between .shp and .dbf. Means whenever we are storing some geometry with the attribute in our shape files, all the shapes all the shapes contained in the .svg file, all the attribute related information in the dbf, and relation between these two files is containing in the .shx file. So these three are the mandatory files. Rest of the files are the optional files. .sbx are similar to .sbn file in which there is speed up loading time. What is .prj file? .prj file contains the information of the projection system. .xml files contains the metadata associated with the shape file. .sbn is the optional special index file. .cpg file, basically this contains the encoding what we are using in the shape files. What is the primitives? GIS is the combination or the geometry what we are using in the GIS. These are the three primitive geometries we have: point, line, and polygon. Apart from that, there are many different type of geometries we have, like multi-line, multi-polygon, multi-point, but the primitive geometries are point, line, and polygon. What is the vertical datum? The vertical coordinate system can be referenced to different type of surface, spherical or gravity related. Most vertical coordinate system are the gravity related. That for that particular thing, I will create a separate video for whenever I will try to explain the point cloud data, lidar survey, and all those things. So that time I will try to explain this vertical datum or vertical coordinate system. But for the definition purpose, you can read this one. What is the linear referencing? Linear referencing is the method of storing geographic location by using relative position along a measured linear features. What is the data segmentation? The dynamic segmentation is the process of computing the map location of the event stored and managed in an event table using the linear referencing measurement system and displaying them on a map. The term dynamic segmentation is derived from the concept that line feature need to be split, in other words segmented. Each time an attribute value change, you can dynamically locate the segment. Basically, the overall meaning of this one is if everyone have a smartphone and everyone is using like Google Map. So whenever you try to use the Google Map, there is you can see there is just one single road. Maybe one very big road is there. One very big road is there. Maybe that road length is 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer. But whenever we are traveling, whenever we are using that Google Map, so after 1 kilometer, in 1 kilometer the road name is different. Once you cross the 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer, the road name is changed. After that, again 2 kilometer, the road is same, but name is changing. This is the for this type of functionality we can achieve using the dynamic segmentation. What is the cartogram? The cartogram is a map or diagram that depicts attribute of the geographic objects in direct proportion to the area or length of the objects. What is the difference between automated cartography, CAD and GIS? GIS adds the analytical capability because GIS, as everyone knows, GIS is the combination of the spatial as well as non-spatial, or we can say graphics and attributes. While the automated cartography and CAD is basically more inclined to the graphics only. So these are the questions for our second video. Now the third video, I will try to get the question from the ArcGIS and ArcSD. So that is for this particular video. Okay, thank you everyone.